Hello everyone and welcome back to Voxel Tales. My name is Dan and this is episode 13 of our modded Minecraft adventures. So what are we doing today? Well, first of all, I'm quite excited to show you something I found while I was digging around in the mods folder. And to get started, we're going to need one of these, the Auto Mechanics table. You see, ever since episode 1 when we arrived here in Podnick and saw how massively overgrown everything was, off camera I've been trying, unsuccessfully, to make some kind of lawnmower. The sad thing is that I saw the thing we're making today weeks ago and wrote it off as useless because I'd missed something important. I know, me, missing something important. Who'd have thought? So as you can see, this mod called Auto Mobility lets us make a number of vehicles, and we specifically are going to make a tractor. Right, so I need an iron ingot, copper block, stone, blue dye, and iron bars. BRB. Another flipping ghost! I'm gonna have to move one of these days. Right, we just shove all this in here. Et voila! One tractor frame. Okay, so now we obviously need an engine, and I mean, it's gonna be a lawnmower, so it doesn't need to be super powerful or anything. Ooh, shiny. So fun Dan fact, my short-term memory has two modes, amazing and dismal. There is no in-between. It flits between these states randomly, and today it was in full-on dismal mode. As such, I brought the mechanics table into the basement to build the rest of the components, because running backwards and forwards because I'd forgotten something got old real quick. And yes, I totally made the most powerful engine available to put in a tractor, don't judge me. At least I made tractor wheels for it. So that important thing I missed weeks ago was this grass cutter attachment, so I whipped one of those up. We need a crowbar for removing parts because that's how real mechanics do things. Don't look that up. And lastly, we need an automobile assembler so we can actually put the thing together. So I'll make one and I'll meet you outside. Okay, let's do this. Start with the frame, obviously. Then the wheels. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Okay, looks good. Then we'll attach our probably overpowered engine. And there we go, that's one damn fine looking tractor. But with the addition of this, we have... yes, a fully equipped riding lawnmower. Oh, that can go up hills too. Fantastic. Wait, did I say drift? Hang on, very important scientific testing. Deja vu! Deja vu! I've just been in this place before! Oh my god, we've got drift boosting on a lawnmower. I suppose we should actually mow something. Haha, this is way better than running around with an apple. Handles the uneven terrain like a champ. Gotta be careful on the throttle though. This engine only seems to have 2 speeds, stopped and woo! And that's not really ideal for grass cutting. Might have to make one of the less powerful ones for the future just so we can leisurely pootle around without overshooting things. Oh crap, that's a hole. Right, well, thoroughly satisfied with how that... oh! Sorry, duck. Okay, good to know. Mower does not discriminate between grass and small animals. As I was saying, very happy with how that turned out. Do I just park this back on here? Guess I'll try the crowbar. What? Hey! Don't you start moving on your own. I've got enough sentient inanimate objects around here, thank you very much. So, if I bop this with the crowbar, does it... oh. Well, that's one way of removing parts, I suppose. Better go get a chest. Okay, that lot can stay here for now, but I guess that means we have to add vehicle garage to our list of buildings we need to make. By the time we're done, there's not going to be a village, is there? It's just going to be the shed in the middle of a load of farms and storage buildings, and me trying to explain to Tom why nobody has a house anymore. Anyway, while I was clearing out the cemetery, I stumbled upon this book called The Colourful World, and you've probably noticed when we've been mining that some blocks have distorted titles when we look at them. Well, I'm pretty sure it's all got something to do with this somehow. It seems to be a magic and crafting system based on gems and the mixing of colours. Apparently those amethyst shards we found represent the magenta part of the colour spectrum. Who knew? I mean, let's be honest, I'm no wizard, so if it seems like I'm caveman banging rocks together with this stuff, it's because I am. But who knows, maybe we'll meet somebody in the future who can help us along. For now though, I'll start by trying to make one of those pigment pedestals. We've already got most of the stuff we need to make one except for basalt and calcite. I know the nether has basalt deltas literally made of the stuff, so getting some of that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Calcite, on the other hand, seems to have about as much of a chance of spawning naturally as I do of making a living as an author. So it is to say, basically sod all. And believe me, I tried. But ever the optimist, I'm gonna go down into the caves beneath the shed with the diamond hammer I made between episodes and see if I manage to stumble upon any. Stumbling has occurred, and quite fortuitous stumbling it was too. I honestly expected to mine randomly for a bit, find nothing, and cut this whole section from the video. And instead, I mined straight into this place. Clearly at some point in the past, someone else was quite adept at this whole spectrum magic thing and built an entire temple out of basalt and calcite. The fact that it's now abandoned and in ruins is a little bit concerning, but it means we can harvest the blocks we need to start our own journey at the very least. So woohoo! Go team! Back at base, I tried cleaning out my inventory and established once again that our little basement storage system simply wasn't cutting it. I do have plans to build a proper storage system that sorts items as we dump them in and saves us tons of time. I even have a basic idea of how it's going to work. But it's also going to be a big project and we have other things that need doing first. So it's quite lucky that the Iron Chests Restocked mod exists, that will allow us to squeeze a little bit more life out of the basement and let us procrastinate a little bit longer. By upgrading a regular chest to copper, then to iron, gold, and finally diamond, I was able to make these massive capacity chests. I was also able to make use of a mod called Compressed, which does exactly what it says on the tin and compresses resources. 9 cobblestone compresses into a cobblestone 1 block, and likewise 9 stacks of cobble will compress into 1 stack of cobblestone 1 blocks. It doesn't work on every block, but it helps to manage large quantities of certain blocks. During this big sort out, I decided I really needed a bin, like the lava pool we used to have outside, only less life-threatening. So I searched for one and found this simple to make trash can. Aw, look how cute it is! I went through and binned all the non-enchanted gear that I was never likely to wear or use again. Then scraped Unbreaking 3 off this battle axe and binned it. Before applying mending to our decent shovel as it was starting to look a little bit banged up. Feeling a lot better about our inventory situation, I got back to making the pigment pedestal, and doing so unlocked a whole bunch of chapters in the Colourful World book. Seemingly one of the most important things about this system is the paintbrush you need to activate the pedestal, so I whipped up one of those. I also learned I could crush items by dropping an anvil on them. This could turn gemstone shards into powder, which I assume will be important. I guess it has something to do with paint and mixing colours? I'm not going to lie, the book is a bit vague about it all. Then I had one of those moments when my brain kicks in for a few seconds and thought to try grinding the shards with my millstone, and for once, something that felt like it should work actually worked. Mark this one on the calendar, folks, because it doesn't happen often around these parts. With our inventory sorted and not really any the wiser as to what to actually do with the pigment pedestal, I decided to leave it for now and go gather up all the stuff in the chest by the cemetery. My backpack and inventory quickly filling up, I called for a certain chest-based associate for assistance and discovered he was nowhere to be seen. Again. Luggage! Now where the heck's he got to? As I chucked some rotten flesh into the bone meal maker, something occurred to me. If he's wandered into the nether, I swear down. Luggage, what the hell are you doing in, well, hell? Blah, 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 blah. Looking at what? It's not the Alps, it's a literal hellscape. That's it, I'm putting a door on this portal. You know, it's a good job the sheep are in a pen or I'd be making regular mutton deliveries to hell. I bet you that's where Forhay went. Somehow got off his lead and just wandered into hell. Holy crap, where's my head? Whew, it's back. That's okay. Flaming nether. So So I've got plenty of ingredients, but as you can see from my current inventory, I'm low on actual food. So I did a search for cook and found the Cooking for Blockheads recipe book. You're kidding, I just smelt a book. That can't be right. But sure enough. Huh. Well, I'd have never guessed that. The book told me I didn't have enough ingredients, so I grabbed a few bits and discovered I could make popcorn by cooking corn, and cooked calamari from cooking calamari. Well, thanks, cookbook. Who would have guessed that cooking something makes the cooked version of that thing? Up in the kitchen, I tried putting calamari in the oven to no avail, and figured I needed to make pots and pans and things before I could use it properly. I also discovered that by simply putting the recipe book into the crafting table, I could remove the filter on it and just have access to all the recipes. I saw no world where this was a bad idea and did it immediately. The sun was racing its way towards the western horizon, so I decided to spend the rest of the evening repairing my now mending-equipped shovel over at the zombie grinder and opened a whole can of worms I hadn't expected to. Zombies. I stood there like a lemon waiting for zombies until it got dark and went home to sleep, trying to figure out what might be wrong. The only thing I could think of was that maybe the medium-level conveyors I'd used weren't powerful enough to force the zombies into the bubble vator, and went off to gather enough blue dye crafting flowers to make replacements. Then on a whim I tried bone mealing one of the couple I'd found, and was surprised to find out that it works just the same as one of the big rose bushes. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works in vanilla, but I'm definitely not complaining. I gathered up sugar the same way, and then tore the roof off the farm to disable it before punching a hole in the side to rip out all the old conveyors. A quick conveyor crafting session later, and I was back to install the new ones. I struggled to not get swept away by them, so I felt pretty confident that the zombies would have no chance. So I put the roof back on and waited. Success! Zombies are flowing again. Or they were. 3 zombies does not a farm make. Where are they all? Then some drowned turned up at the bottom of the chute, and I knew I really needed to be able to see inside the farm. So I went and grabbed glass from storage and used it to make a viewport into the bubble vator, only to discover a drowned just bopping around at the bottom. Not only that, but the zombies were doing much the same thing. I thought they might be getting stuck on the wall, so I tried putting in a stair block and a glass block, but that just prevented the zombies from getting through the tunnel. Unable to figure out why it wasn't working, I decided the best move would be to test the process myself. So I was going to break open the wall, put up torches to disable the spawner, and then go through the grinder. Yeah, that was the plan. Oh shit, no! Ah! Oh! Oh! Whoop! Ah! Pickaxe! Oh! Whew. Ooh, whew. Okay, they're okay. Oh yeah, now you work. So I tried again, actually got the torches in, fixed the tunnel, and went through the farm. It seemed to be working, but at the top of the bubble vator there was nothing but the force of the water to get the zombies into the drop chute. I watched the zombies shoot up the bubble vator and then drift back down the shaft like they'd changed their mind. So I pillared up to the top of the bubble vator shaft and put a couple of conveyors down between there and the drop chute. It still wasn't working. You know how sometimes you get a sort of angry focus? Like, you probably should just give something up as a bad job, but you're so mad that you keep ploughing ahead. Yeah, that's where I was. So I built a bunch of gearboxes and shafts and an encased fan, pillared up to the top of the elevator shaft and installed the fan, ran a pillar of shafts down the outside and snaked it all the way around the building and underground with gearboxes. Was in the process of connecting it into the power supply when I ran out of gearboxes and had to make more. No, not today. I'm not dealing with another one of you right now. Out! Take your donkeys and bugger off. Why would you leave them down here anyway? Alright, that's up and running. It still wasn't working, so I climbed up to check and yep, the fan was spinning the wrong way. So a gearbox corrected that. Now it was somewhat working, but zombies were still not always getting all the way up to the top of the chute, so I made a kill hole at the bottom. Now I can kill any that get stuck, and also any that make it through in the proper end. And you know what? Sod it. I'm done. I'm going to go back into the testing world and design something better to replace this whole thing, and we'll just pretend it never happened. In the meantime, if you made it to the end of this debacle, then thanks for sticking around and watching me fail. If you enjoyed it, then consider subscribing or leaving a cheeky like or a comment below. I've been Dan, this has been Voxel Fails, and until next time, be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Bye guys.